boy. So, Stuart, I know, because I have a little behind-the-scenes knowledge that you were actually a little concerned because you didn't know how everybody would react to you doing this type of film, and you actually wrote this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a bit twisted, but yeah, I had an idea in grad school to write a story about to try a completely despicable character and try to make him sympathetic, and it kind of ties into addiction in a way. He wants to stop and he can't stop, and and at the end of it, he's given the option to, and he chooses to continue. So it's kind of sad in that regard. But yeah, it's a bit intense, and when we put out the call for young male extras, and we described what was actually the movie was about. A lot of parents didn't want their kid in this kind of movie, which is understandable. It's a bit dark, it's a bit demented, but yeah.
Well, you actually were a parent who did let your kid. So it was pretty crazy. What was it like for you to actually beat up on your own son in that role? Were you like, he didn't mow the lawn today, so...
Well, I didn't actually get to beat up on him. I beat up on Wally, and that's Wally. Yeah, that's his son. That's Wally's no relation to me. That was fine, and yeah, I actually missed him by a mile and a half most of the time. But no, that was Terry that beat up on Oliver. So how was that?
It was a lot of fun. He made sure I was comfortable with all of it. Joining, they literally just said to me, hey, your father's going to be in this, and we need a younger version of him, and you're his son, so come on, you're doing this. I had a lot of fun. The fake blood tasted horrible. And yeah, that's about it.
So this idea for Boy, again, we're trying to showcase the Outer Banks, and this was filmed a lot in the real swamp.
Oh yeah.
And that was that's an actual rundown cabin and we also, I found out last year that there's some folklore and stuff, in the swamps back there. So was this based on a real legend at all?
Well, not really. It's like I said, it's a concept I had, and there is a kind of North Carolina folklore about the swamp witches, and they do dire things, and you have to. If they get a hold of you, for instance, she had his finger. I mean, she pretty much owns him, so she could make him suffer through that. So there is kind of that folklore aspect, and we did Lost in Buffalo City last year, and it just kind of ties into that. I mean, there's a whole lot of woods out there. We don't know, we know what's in the majority of them, but it's a lot of emptiness, a lot of mystery. So you can pretty much put anything you want to out there, and it works.
Yes.
But the cabin, the Skip actually found it. It was I guess it was the cook shack to a house.
Yeah, it was the cookhouse to a larger.
It was a larger structure, yeah, and it had become like a small hunting lodge, and it was just minutely off the road. We were right by the highway the whole time. So, but it looked nice and remote, and worked out well.
So how did you feel portraying this kind of character in this role?
Well, it's rather intense. It's a lot of yelling. I don't know if you noticed or not. It's a lot of screaming, a lot of profanity. I normally use a lot of profanity, but I do it in a lot more funny sense, ha-ha jokes. So it was to get into that frame of mind, that demented and driven, and at the same time, I had to keep Betsy's character in my head. I mean, she's right there watching everything I do and driving me on. So it was a bit different. I never actually done a role like that. So. Yeah, I pity him. I wouldn't want to be in that position.
Yeah, well, I've seen you now in a number of roles, and I have to say, I like you in that character.
Oh.
I felt like I was feeling it. Thought you did a great job.
Well, thank you.
So, let's talk to the boys here for a couple, the younger boys.
Yeah.
So,
Hello.
hey guys.
Hello.
So, was this your first film, being on the big screen?
It was. I've done acting before.
And how old are you?
I'm 15.
15, and you're a local boy?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you two know each other?
Yes, we have. We met during our Taekwondo class that we have together. we used to. He moved on to a different class. And he's been coming to our birthday parties, me and my brother, who's out there. If
Until he
wants to admit
forgot
it
to
or not.
invite me.
Until he forgot to invite him.
Thanks.
Well, now we
Thanks,
know how
man.
you had those awesome moves, those taekwondo. He's had like special training, both you guys. So what do you think about doing film? Do you want to do more of that? I know that you.
I love it greatly.
I concur.
Very nice. Have you done anything since Boy?
No.
And let me just ask you, as far as the filming went, how did they film your scenes? Like, were you present to see the witch teeth, or did they kind of like keep it on the down low from you? And now
I
you're
actually
seeing
was the
it?
witch in one of the scenes. We needed a little backup character because we couldn't get Betsy for that like one small scene. So when he's fixing the car and the witch appears behind him, that was just me hunched over a little bit.
Nice. So you're like a stunt double almost now.
I'm expendable.
Nice. And again, some family bonding. We love to see that. And, you know, I'm going to have to move on to the lady in the super cute dress next to you.
So cute.
So,
Hello.
this is, I think, our first time meeting. We should be friends,
We
though.
are
Don't
so
you
cute.
think? We're different, though. We're still different.
We're the same but different.
Yes, yes. So, Betsy,
Yes.
was this your first film? Look, she's So I guess those weren't your real teeth.
Well, I just went to have some dental work done, so I feel like they did a really good job. You know, they kind of fixed my teeth up for me. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Thank you.
And is this your first film?
Yes, I have never been in front of a camera like that before in my life. I have just recently been doing some theater here, some local theater, and joined up with the Lost Colony and been doing some stuff like that. And so this is my first time in front of a camera, which I didn't think I was going to enjoy as much as I did. That was so much fun. We had a great time, and I love scary stuff. So any chance for me to, my whole goal was to make my husband proud of how scary I was, because we love
Where is
scary
he?
movies.
Oh, there he is. He's holding. He's
Yes.
Like, here he is. Very cool.
Yes.
So, do you have any kids?
No. We don't have any kids. We've been together 21 years, and we are kidless. Woohoo! Yay!
Nice.
Yes.
So when you were filming, there was a camera, but it seemed like there's probably a lot of audio that they did, like maybe separately.
It was very interesting for me. You know, we did a short scene over and over. It was something I had never done before either. And so it was, you know, sitting in the car and just doing the same thing over and over. But then when you see it on the screen like that, it takes it to a whole nother level. The yelling the same word over and over.
Can you do it for us? Do it for us.
Boy.
Awesome.
I don't know how many times I said boy, but it was enough that we got it up there on the screen. So
Tonight was it's the world premiere. So is it your first time seeing it all finished?
Yes, it was so cool, guys.
Nice.
Great job. Great job.
Nice. So now we
I
gotta
loved it.
bring up. You may recognize this man, Skip.
I was just gonna say, ask her about the makeup and the work that went.
Oh
into
my
it.
God.
Yes. Yes, was this another work of our young prodigy,
Oh,
Evie?
well, I mean, it took a lot of time for me to look like this after that, you know. It was about 3 hours of makeup that they did on me. And I think about 45 minutes was just trying to get contacts into my eyeballs. I've never had contacts in, but I loved the way my eyes looked black like that. She did such a great job. I sent pictures to my mom, and she said, "Why are you sending me these pictures?" And I said, "Because that's me." And she's like, "Oh my God, that's you!" She had no idea. My mom had no idea that was her daughter that I was sending her pictures of. So they did a great job. It was intense, but it was so worth it.
That's awesome, and I'm so excited to see you so excited.
I had so much fun tonight. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Well, Skip, let's let's talk to you for a minute here. Again. So, what was it like filming Boy? It was different than the other ones we saw tonight where you were...
Yeah, it was definitely a different experience. This one was actually spread out over several months with differing schedules and people not able to show up because of broken noses and having to reschedule things like that. Wally. No, but it was a lot of fun, and we actually built a little studio in Stuart's garage and kind of had the family help paint that and get that ready, and then we put up green screens, so a lot of green screen work, and it was a fun experience. We went over schedule by a couple months. We expected to actually have it done by beginning of summer, but that did not work out. But thankfully,
Yes,
we got to wait and
just
premiered here.
in time. That's awesome.
I do have to say that I need to give some major shout outs to Finn, our audio recordist, who is only 16 years old. He did Boy, he did Night of the Fluff It, and he also did Love Intergalactic, and basically is our main audio guy now, as well as Tim Lusk, our music composer, who did all 3 of our projects. He and I spent weeks in his basement, night after night, going over the music and perfecting it to be this crazy, insane sounding piece.
Yeah, it really makes the difference with a great soundtrack.
Absolutely. And then one last thing is our 16-year-old makeup genius, Evie, who came in on the second day and basically took on the role of the lead makeup artist for the entire film. So, and she came out there, middle of the night into East Lake, where had her doing her job in the back of a truck, and mad props to all you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's some talent,
Absolutely.
Natural talent to be able to just step into that. So I know that you've made a lot of films and you've a lot of experience, but before this past year, how much of it was with kids?
0. This is my first time working with kids, and thank you, parents, for being so understanding when we go late. But no, it's been a lot of fun, and getting to work with kids has actually been a joy. I never would have thought. I always heard that they're really hard to work with, but no, I mean, we had kids day in and day out on this one, and then Night of the Fluff It, and they were out there all night, so all hours of the night. So
Nice.
mad props to them.
And you found all of these people through your audio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say guy, but he's kind of a boy too back
Yeah,
there.
he's
How did you
Stuart's
find him?
son,
Okay.
and kind of got thrown into the gig. We taught him how to use the recorder and kept on him about putting the boom in the right place. And
It just stands around, so we figured might as well put something in his hand. Maybe.
But yeah, and then other Theater of Dare folks, try to make it as local as possible.
Yeah, for sure. And I just got to say that, like I said, Stuart, you are our only third-year alumni, but your first year, you just had like a small role as an actor. And then as it's progressed, last year was a little more, but this year, so have you been inspired just recently to do more film? After seeing yourself on the big screen, maybe?
Well, it is kind of an addiction. You see yourself up there, it's like, wow, look at the size of my head. Look at that bald spot. It's amazing. It's huge. So, yeah, it's kind of a driving thing, you finish one and then it's done. So you got to find something else to do, and that's how it's worked. I mean, we got these 3 up this year. We got more stuff in the wings that we really want to work on. So we got the science fiction projects, horror projects, some other comedy things. So it's kind of, we just like to make these things. We like to do them. Honestly, I sit back and watching the big blockbuster movies and been a bit disappointed lately because they're just not up to snuff. And I think it was after Last Jedi when I walked out and I was like, I could do better than that. And
Don't
by
get
God.
cocky, kid.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying like this is like woo. But I can. We can write stories. We can make movies. So let's do them.
Nice. So your first film that you were ever in, was that 3 years ago, or had?
Yeah, I believe so. Rob, that was yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little jaunt through Nags Head Woods there. I played a shotgun-toting expert on local lore. But yeah, that was actually my first time up up in film, up on the big screen, and it was a hoot. So yeah, it just kind of merged on from there. Skip was filming Lost in Buffalo City. He'd seen me do some stuff, and he needed an extra, and I worked in through there. And he asked me if I had any ideas for writing about last December, and I'm like, well, I got a couple short story ideas, and he just sat through one. So that's where we are.
Nice. Well, I have to take just a little credit. Is it safe to say that this film festival may have inspired you to like become the next George Lucas?
Oh, that would be nice. I like his paycheck. Well, yeah, it has kind of spurred us up, you know. It's nice seeing yourself like a good 10 feet tall up on the screen. So, yeah. Well, thank you very much for putting us out there.
Yeah, for sure. And again, you know, Skip put out a casting call, which we like to help with, and it's been great to see all of these local kids, and Betsy's so excited, and yeah, she'll be in like 4 movies by next year, I'm sure. So, and I do have to say that there was another extra who's not up here. He's gonna be so mad at me. But
yeah, where is he?
Jimmy?
He's ducking down in his seat right now.
But he's still alive. That's the important thing. He's still alive.
Yeah. There you are.
Yes. This is Ozzy Art's first IMDb credit. We have to get his headshot up there.
Nice.
But I love that, you know, we're all inspiring a film industry here on the Outer Banks, and it's growing small, but it's growing kind of fast. And people, again, our mission, Matt and I, for the Halloween International Film Festival, because we love film and are passionate about film and Halloween, and we live in Kill Devil Hills, we're like, we need to merge all these things together because the Outer Banks, it's a great location to film. And actually, another point I'd love to bring up is one of our visiting filmmakers from LA last year. I found out just the other week, was actually working with you, Skip, after you guys met here.
Absolutely.
And he helped you, and you've been helping each other across the country.
And we're actually now working, putting together scripts for a, what is it called, horror anthology type film. So Stuart and I have actually been tapped to help out with one of the segments, so I hope to have that next year.
Yeah, that was so great to hear that, you know, actually became like a networking opportunity for you guys. Absolutely. And that's what we're trying to do here, and hopefully we can continue to grow because film productions help the economy. You know, people don't realize, but if a big film production comes here, you know, they get gas at our gas station, shop at our stores, and they hire local, like, people to build the sets and stuff, and just, it would be awesome to just continue to grow that, so.
Absolutely.
Plus, it's a good way to spend the winter.
Yes, yeah, because nothing happens here in the winter, so. Yep, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure.